Hello, my name is Iain Gray, and I'm so excited that you are here on this journey with me to talk a little bit about belief hacking. I am actually the creator of Evolve Life, and I created Evolve Life after I learned some ancient wisdom, some secret wisdom, and started applying it to my life, and started to realize that I am actually the master of my entire experience of reality. To actually usher in heaven and earth actually requires nothing more than for me to understand myself more deeply. Belief hacking is a way to actually completely transform my experience of reality. It's been working for me consistently over and over, time and time again. I've had racetracks, I've had advertising businesses, I now live on top of a hotel in a wellness resort. Behind this screen here is actually a view of the ocean. So I would have this open, but it would actually blow out for you. So I didn't start with money, I started with struggles, and I'm gonna actually illustrate some of the things that have happened in my life that created disempowering beliefs for me, and how I transform those into empowering beliefs. And this way you could actually see that this technology, this methodology can work to transform the life of anyone. It has completely changed the way that I see reality and has allowed me to really bring in all the things that bring me the most amount of joy, to fill my heart with love, to be able to come out. And now, I'm essentially retired. I've been retired for 10 years, but here I am doing this as my passion project, to give this information back to anyone bold enough to actually experiment with it so that they can create their reality as heaven and earth. And this actually, in a way, it's a little bit selfish for me to do. Some people would say, why don't you just keep this knowledge so you can just have a great time? But the truth is, the more people out there that are practicing this and that are rewriting their beliefs, the more people that are going to be creating what they are purposefully driven to, and actually know in themselves they got the fire ignited and they're creating amazing things, which ultimately I'm going to benefit as well as every other person on the planet, everybody in your awareness. So as I learned these techniques, started practicing them, changing them, it didn't just improve my life, it improved my relationships, it improved the lives of all those people around me. And some people, they didn't want to come along for the ride, so they kind of got curated. But that's part of the process, and it seems like they keep showing back up after some time's gone, and now all of a sudden I get a whole new version of them as a result of me continuously belief hacking, and I actually changed the way I see them too. And this isn't just woo-woo, change it, it's only my perspective. It actually is a reality shift. It's an expansion in my paradigm, not just changing my paradigm from one thing to the next. It's an expansion, so all things become possible. So beliefs, they're actually created between the third trimester of pregnancy and 7 years old. So any of these beliefs, if you find yourself relating to me, this is one of the things that I realized when I started doing this, was that these beliefs that I had, there's no reason to judge them. They're not good or bad. They may have empowered me at the time when I developed them, and for some time thereafter. And then they became a disempowering belief as I became an adult. And what happens is, when I have a belief that something is true, my mind builds a story to look for evidence that it is true. So I will make meanings of what other people say to me, anything that comes into my awareness, that may or may not, in fact, be accurate. They certainly may or may not be empowering. They may actually be disempowering me, holding me back from my dreams. So my full intention is to share this with you so that you can start removing the veils of illusion that have been created as a result of these beliefs that are underlying the surface. Now, these beliefs are beliefs that you may or may not even be aware of, because 95% of thoughts live in the subconscious mind. Only 5% are in the conscious mind. So thinking about that, and the average person having old evidence was around 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. New evidence I just found out this week is over 600,000 thoughts in a day. So if 95% of them are out of awareness, the chances of actually even knowing that these beliefs are happening, and these beliefs are like programs, even knowing that they're happening is very, very slim. We're only going to know 5% of them. So these beliefs running in the background are like programs on a computer that are running in the background. So I'm going to give you some illustrations of how some beliefs were created and some disempowering beliefs in my own personal life. So I'm going to be a little vulnerable here. I hope you can come along for the ride with me, and maybe you can relate to some of these things. And hopefully you get some thoughts around, whoa, maybe there is something that happened. Maybe I have a belief around a certain thing. So the first one I'm going to share with you was when I was a small kid, my sister always pushed me away. Like, she would constantly push me away. I'd sit down on the couch next to her, and she would sit there and tell me I was breathing her air, I was in her space, to get away. And what actually happened was that I started developing this belief that nobody wanted me around, that I wasn't even lovable. I felt awful about myself, and I would alienate myself throughout all of school, through much of my life. And it wasn't until I started investigating this and realizing, man, that's not true. I actually just created this belief to protect me from my sister pushing me away and me feeling like I wasn't lovable. So I would just avoid going close to anybody, and guess what happened? I made sure I wasn't lovable, and anytime somebody said something to me, I would take it in a way that would actually hurt my feelings, and I would sit there and feel with being like so difficult about being loved. So what happened was, when she did this, I created a new lens on how I saw the world, and this lens created an illusion for me. So to illustrate this, I'm just going to throw some shades on here, right? So these are some scratched up old shades, and this is how I was seeing the world from this moment on, the moment I made this belief. So it was actually really, really challenging for me to actually feel like I could connect with another human being. Then there was another time where I was sitting on the washer and dryer with my best friend Johnny, and my father came in as him and I were laughing. Well, he started cleaning up the dog bowl, and that's what we were actually laughing about, because it was just so gross, this dry food. It kind of looked like poop. So he reaches down, and as he reaches down to clean it out, a couple flies land on it. We just start giggling hysterically. My father, thinking we were laughing at him, not the fact that this looked like poop, and as little 7-year-old boys, poop is really funny, he turned up and erupted in anger. He was feeling self-conscious, and he actually erupted at us. And what ended up happening was, I took on a belief that when I was laughing, that I would get in trouble. And he actually sent my friend home, sent me to the room. So it really got solidified. Guess what? I was the most serious person in the world up until I discovered that this was the belief that I was having, which was only a few years ago. People would tell me how serious I was. People would say, all work and no play makes Iain a dull boy. People would call me grandpa. Like, I had all kinds of names about Mr. Serious, because that's all I ever was Mr. Serious. So now I had this belief that when I'm laughing, I'm gonna get in trouble. So new lens gets created, and I'm gonna throw on these really cool shades, right? All right, so now my view of life is completely different than it was before I had these two incidents. I can't see clearly. I can barely see through these two sets of sunglasses. And this continued to perpetuate on and on and on and on and on and on. So I started really taking on these crazy beliefs. And I'm going to share one more with you that happened, and this one is about money. This one it seems like it's common for everyone. Like, this is maybe not everyone, a large portion of people living out there today. Was when I was really little, my father was in an attempt to teach me work ethic. He would wake me up early in the morning and get me to go shovel snow, rake leaves, cut grass, pick up dog poop, whatever. And he would sit there and tell me that if I want to be successful in life, that I needed to work hard for money. And that is a truth, but it's not entirely truth. When I work hard, I may make money. I didn't need to, but what actually happened was I created this lens that I actually needed to work hard for money. So with that lens on here, guess what happened? I only looked for jobs. I only looked for jobs where I could actually work hard for money. So guess what I did throughout high school? I shoveled snow, I raked leaves, I cut lawns, I dug ditches, I was a mechanic, I did anything that revolved around hard work. And I had friends that were like doing acting, and they were doing like really easy jobs where they were just really enjoying themselves. Me, I went and I looked, barreled straight forward for the hard work, because that's how I make money. So, no fault in my sister, my father, or anybody else that I took on beliefs from. It wasn't because they were attempting to hurt me in any way. They were shaping me in the way that they saw the world, because they had the same lenses on. My sister saying to me, "Don't breathe my air," is actually a reflection on who she was and how she felt. Like, get away from me. That's how she felt about herself. She didn't even feel good about breathing her own air. She didn't feel good enough about loving herself to allow love to come in. My father truly, truly believed that you had to work hard for money, and he worked for the railroad. He was started as a plumber, and he did the second job and a third job, and he'd do all kinds of side jobs, always working hard for money, which is great because he really provided and did great things for the family. However, it doesn't have to be true. It was a result of him believing that he had to work hard for money, that he didn't go and pursue his true dreams of real estate, or starting his own business, which he's actually gotten to do now that he's cleared some of that stuff out. So, and then even the laughter one, it was actually my father having a difficult day, and then he comes in after a long day of work and probably all kinds of things going on in his life, and then all of a sudden he's got these two little kids laughing at him, and it was probably him feeling horrible about himself that just he gave a meaning that kids were laughing at him. He was feeling worse about himself, so he erupted in anger because that's how he dealt with it. So belief hacking, this is the good part. Belief hacking is the methodology by which I can start to take these lenses back off. I can start to investigate these beliefs. Now, so this first one here, this is I have to work hard for money, right? I have to work hard for money. The moment I know that that's what I believe, now I can step into my power. Now I can be my true self. Now I can show up and be like, wait, is that really true? Are there jobs out there that are easy for money, make money easily? I see plenty of people doing it. And how do they do it? Well, they're passionate about what they do. So what am I passionate about? What is my purpose? And knowing that comes also with revealing and removing these lenses, revealing my limiting beliefs. So the moment I say, okay, it is possible for me to have a job or a career or create my own enterprise where it's easy for me to make money, what would that look like? Who would I be? Now all of a sudden I start to look for the opportunity instead of only looking for the jobs where it's hard to make money. So I can take off that lens. Then I started thinking about it. Do I really get in trouble when I laugh? Like, that might have served me when I was a little kid and I was around people that weren't feeling great about themselves, and they would get mad at me for laughing. Maybe not, I don't know. But I did believe that to be true about myself and true about the world. So now I started pulling back that lens. I started playing with some jokes because I realized, wait a second here. What if laughing actually brought more people in my direction, brought more joy to the world? How would that be? Well, it seems like so completely obvious, but I had this limiting belief buried in my subconscious, so I didn't even know I was doing it. So the moment I became aware of it, I was like, man, that is so silly. And that's why I wanted to illustrate this, because this was something so silly, it's so obvious that it's not true. Yet, I was believing it full-heartedly in my subconscious mind, and I was scared to laugh. I was scared to smile. So the moment I realized it was a real easy one for me to have, because it was obvious that it wasn't true. It was so obvious that it wasn't true. Because laughter is like the best medicine. It's one of the coolest things. It's one of the biggest attractors. But somehow I had this lens on. Don't laugh. Forget that. Then I realized what had happened with my sister and other people, and how I would actually push people away. Now, because I had this belief that I wasn't lovable. I had this belief that people didn't accept me, that people didn't like me, they didn't want me near them. And the moment that that belief came into my awareness, I was like, whoa, that hit me hard. This was a really, really challenging one for me to get over. And what I ended up doing was I ended up using these belief hacking methodologies that are taught in the full length of this course. This one was one that really I had to dig deep, and it had many layers. It was like peeling back layers of onion after onion after onion to see how this was creating my reality. And the moment that I started realizing, wait, I am lovable, and I started to see the truth about how life really is, guess what happened? I started finding love everywhere around me. People just started coming and flocking to me. People started enjoying my company, and I was enjoying theirs, and I was enjoying my own company. I started to learn how to love myself more deeply than ever, and felt so incredibly grandiose. So this is a little bit about belief hacking. This is the stuff that you will be learning throughout this entire course. So what we're doing right now is we're going to give you this course for just $7 for a lifetime. So you get this course and learn how to hack your beliefs around lovability. Being unappreciated was another big one for me. And maybe you have trouble laughing, maybe you feel a little shy, maybe you don't feel comfortable on stage, maybe whatever it may be. This course will help you identify what those beliefs may be, maybe even figure out where it started. But again, no judgment, doesn't even really matter. What matters is being able to look at this limiting belief and figuring out how to transform it to the empowering belief. It's bringing awareness to these beliefs. 95% of thoughts in the subconscious, it's bringing it into the conscious mind to be investigated and cleared out. It's cleared out so you can have more success than you ever thought possible. And there are thousands of them. There are thousands of beliefs. And some of the ones that you have are probably empowering. So imagine 95% of your beliefs are out of your awareness, and say 50% of them are empowering, 50% are disempowering. Imagine cleaning up those disempowering ones, bringing them to awareness, creating empowering ones. And imagine how great life would be when you're conscious of all the empowering beliefs that you already have, because then you can magnify them. Then you can really start to bring things into your awareness. You can start to see opportunities where they were hidden before because of lenses. And these lenses are lies, where I was lying to myself. So here's your opportunity right now to get started with this. This will transform your life. I can't believe we're only doing $7. We're doing only $7 because we're going to get you into the Evolve Life membership program. And you can cancel it at any time, but once you start doing this belief hacking, you're going to want to know more, because as the awareness starts to expand, all of a sudden there's so many opportunities, there's so many great ways to live life and bring forth heaven on earth. So I really, really hope that you join us on this journey. You join about yourself, like know who you are in every single way possible. All those things that are hiding in your own psyche, in your own subconscious, bring them to awareness, shed light on the darkness within, because the errors that I make are access to my greatness. Every time I reveal a belief that was out of my awareness, I expand my consciousness. And as I expand my consciousness, then I can create reality however I see fit. I can actually start to choose and stand in a place of power and love every moment of life. And the moment that something comes in and disturbs my joy, guess what I can do? I can make a freaking change. I can make a solid change to a whole new way of being and really bring in heaven and earth. Now it's like at the point where I am excited when I find something that is limiting me in a belief system, because then I get to clean it up and I know, oh, there's going to be an expansion the moment that belief's caught up. So please join me. I'm really excited for you. Have a great day. There's some questions below, and so you can get started right now and actually thinking about this. Really excited for you. Have an amazing day, and hopefully we'll see you in the Evolve Life membership platform, and definitely join us in the Facebook group, Living in Evolve Life, where we talk about some of this stuff and some other amazing stuff. Really great community of individuals who are practicing these methodologies, because heaven on earth is here. It's just a matter of removing the lenses that say anything but. It's here. The opportunities are all around. It's that simple. It already exists. It's just a matter of seeing it, knowing it, believing it, living it, embodying it. So welcome aboard. We'll see you on the Evolve Live membership platform and in the Facebook group. Have an amazing, amazing, blessed day.